Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Making. In this video, I am going to explain you how to create a data frame from the nested JSON file format. Okay, so if you have a data which is there in a nested JSON file, so how do you parse the data? Because last video we saw how to read a JSON data from the JSON file and create a data frame and do some analysis. So in this video, I am going to actually explain you how to create a data frame from the nested JSON file. Okay, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the file format. Okay, so the file format is basically a nested JSON format. So in this format, if you look at here, so you have a flatten. This is not a flatten JSON. This is a nested JSON. So first, if you fields are directly it is flattened. So basically, you have a key and value. And if you look at the field called data, which is contains a nested JSON here, array of multiple JSON structure it has like array of in this JSON format. So ML rate is 31, it's a flattened structure, but if you look at the C or ATE, it is actually again a nested structure. So again check is a nested structure. So two important things to note it. So basically when it comes to parse this nested JSON, I will tell you, I'll go through the program. So this is the Google Colab platform. Okay, so people who are not configured earlier, or this is the first time you are seeing this video, please watch my other videos how to set up this environment, PySpark 3.0 environment on the Google Colab platform. Okay, so first thing is we'll upload the file. So you can actually right click on this area and upload it, or you can create a structure like data and under that subdirectory JSON, and you can upload the sample data and you can read it. So the uploaded data is basically a sample nested JSON file.json. Okay, so first we'll create a JSON, the Spark session object. So Spark session class is basically part of your PySpark.sql package. You import that and create a Spark session object using a builder method. I'm running this. So once you create this, so because this is the not in a single line, all the JSON fields are, it is a multi-line. So we need to use the property called multi-line equal to true. So as I mentioned, Spark session dot read dot JSON function is the data source API for reading a JSON file. We're going to use the same, and we'll actually print the schema also once we read that. I will explain you this line once I will show you the output. Okay, so I'm running this. So I want you to look into these two. Okay, so what I am doing is basically I printed the I just displayed the data frame, right, using the show method. So field check and field data. Okay, so apart from these two fields like call and IFAM and KTM, all directly the column and its value, the row value. But if you look at the check and data, this is a kind of complex structure, means it is not a direct value. So it is array of some values. This also array of multiple values, and again inside there are multiple arrays are there. So we'll explore why, what are the data type for these columns. So check data frame, check column in the data frame. Its data type is a struct. Okay, and call data type is long. If you see the data type of data, the column data, it's array which contains elements. So each element also multiple elements will be there in array or list. So this is a struct type. Inside element is structured. Again, the struct type as a array, as a inner format. And IFAM and KTM are the straightforward. It has string and long type. So whenever you see the struct type and array type, what you need to do is for struct type, you can actually use the dot operator to read the inner field. Okay, so check dot check on. That's what I'm reading it here. So basically, select is a function. If people who are new to this data frame operation, select is a function which is used to select one or multiple columns from the data frame. So you can pass the multiple columns with list of columns. Okay, so using the square bracket. So I'm providing a check.check1. So you can inner field you can access through dot operator if the particular column type is stuck. If it is array, you can actually use the function called exploit. I will tell you in the next line of code. So basically, if it is a array, you can use the function called exploit, which actually converts the elements in array into multiple rows for your multiple rows in your data frame. Okay, so that's how it will work. So if you once this is executed, this line of code is executed. Now these two columns, this field is flattened. Okay, so check one, check two, and its value. Check one, check two got flattened and call is there. Now data we need to expand this. We need to parse this data column values. Okay. So how do you parse it? So basically what I am doing is, so okay. So we'll come here. So I written a small while loop. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this function called read nested JSON. I'm going to pass the data frame which I used in the previous line. Okay, in the previous paragraph or in the notebook. Okay, so this data frame I'm going to pass it to this function. Okay, so in the while loop, I'm calling this function and passing the data frame. And so the function also will return the data frame. I will explain the function. In that function, once it is written, the data frame, I'm going to show the data frame. And also I'm going to find out in that any columns in data frame having a stack and array type. If it is actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the array type and I'm going to flatten the structure. Okay, so if it is just array type, I'm going to flatten it using dot operator. If it is a stack type, I'm going to use the exploit function to make the fields multiple elements into rows. Okay, so then if the new output of your nested read nested JSON function is having any array type or stack type, I'm going to loop through it. If else, I will just come out and display the data frame. Okay, so now we'll explore what is the functionality written in this read nested JSON. So as I mentioned, so what we are going to do is we are going to loop through the each each column in that data frame. So df dot schema dot names will give all the columns in the uh, in the data frame. Okay, so and we are going to find out its type. Okay, so df dot schema of, if you take a column and if you find a data frame, sorry, data type, it will give you a data type. Okay, so if you need to compare what is the type of that particular column, the column which we are iterating it. So to check the type, there is a function called is instance to verify the uh, whether these two types are same. Okay, so if it is array type, I told you, so I'm just creating a new columns. Okay, so in data frames, the same data frame dot with column, I'm just giving a column name. Okay, dot array with the column. Okay, so and exploit, there's a function called exploit, right? So this is the function which you use to return a new row for each element in that array. So exploit of that column, and I'm just giving the same column name, alias of column name. Okay, so it will create a new column with the expanded data in the data frame. If it is the a stuck field, okay, so if the particular column in the data frame is a stuck field, so I'm going to iterate through the fields. Okay, so I iterate through fields like df dot schema dot sorry, column dot d, this will give a type. So if it is stuck dot fields, you can get the fields. So in our example, so basically when it comes to the check data type, so the inner fields check one, check two can be accessed using this dot fields property. Okay, so you are iterating it, and so how do you access the column? So basically the check the outer column name dot and the field name. So this will able to access you like check.check1, and you're actually creating that column name as um, check column name underscore field name. So which is just, that will become your basically new column name in your data frame. Okay, so when you access it, okay, that's how. If it is else, I'm actually preparing a list of list which will actually have a list of columns. So whenever I add actually new columns, right, I'm actually, if it is a uh, uh, so I'm iterating all the columns in the data frame. So if it is start type, I'll use the dot operator in it and give the new column name. And if it is a array type, I will exploit and store it in a column name. And these columns name are stored in the list. Finally, if it is so in this list, all the columns are captured. Finally, when the loops is completed, I'm going to do select with the columns collected in this list. Okay, so which will actually, if any columns is expanded, those column also will be there here, and that column I'm going to return it. Okay, so this will help you to expand your data frame, like flatten your data frame if it is a struct type array type. So, so if it is a there is a multiple level, right? So here for data array is there. Again, if you try to read it, again there is one more level, like in the CRATE, there is one more array. So if you want to iterate multiple times and expand your, that's where we are having this while loop. Otherwise, you can just call this nested read nested JSON, but this will only one level it will expand. If you want to expand for multiple level, you need to put it in a loop. That's why we are doing it. And once you run this, so you will be able to see the output. So first it has actually expanded the check field. Okay, check field, and for ML rate it is expanded in this, but CRAT is another level. So that will, we are sending it one more time to expand it, and finally it expanded that as well, like key and value for CRAT. Okay, so this is the final flattened structure. Okay, using that you can now start doing the analysis and kind of operation you want to do it. Okay, I hope this video is helpful for you. Okay, so this is the main part of this code, this function to expand your stat type and array type column, and then use this function in a loop, whenever your data frame has array type or stat type in a loop, so it will expand your data frame which if it contains a nested structure. Okay, I hope this video is helpful for you to parse your nested JSON. Please subscribe my channel, Data Making YouTube channel, and click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos. If you like our videos and this my videos content are helpful, please subscribe my please donate us to help our people to do more videos, which will be encouragement for us and support for us. Happy learning, friends. See you in the next video.